in Distance there's a trial challenge that isn't out in the open, and you kinda have to know what you're looking for to even be aware of it. To complete the trials is to earn the achievement Worthy. In this video, I will show you everything you need to do to earn this achievement, though this is not without serious commitment. That said, I'm Dark Lord Elliot, let's get started. Now first and foremost, you should not go into Distance thinking that this is an easy racing game that you'll just be good at. Distance is a demanding game that requires you learn several tricks to even be considered proficient at the game, never mind good. I presently have 150 hours or 6¼ days on record, according to Steam, and in that time I've learned the skills necessary to beat every in-game track at least well enough to achieve a diamond medal on each and every track. But I am a fast learner and have a deep understanding of these kinds of racing games. Just because I did it in so many tries or in so much time, that doesn't mean that you will too. Granted, in my review, I did say, if I did it, you can too. If you need help with diamond medals, just have a look at my replay and try to do what I did. But that was more of a general statement that if you put in the time and effort, you will eventually be able to match or perhaps even beat my records on any given track. However, these particular trials are a monumental undertaking, and I can honestly say that there is no shame in passing it by. Though all that said, I did achieve Worthy, and I'll show you what you have to do it too. First, you must complete the first campaign of Distance to unlock the Lost to Echoes campaign. This isn't really that much of an undertaking since you'll want to do this first campaign anyway to at least get a basic understanding of the game. Once you have access to Lost to Echoes, we may begin. In each stage, not counting the very first one, which is just a cutscene, there are a total of 8 crabs that you'll have to find. I don't know, but I think you have to get close enough to read what he says in order for it to count. You definitely don't have to finish the stage though. I never did, yet it counted for me. I should also mention, as a matter of convenience, there is another hidden thing in Lost to Echoes. There is another achievement that can be obtained from this campaign, the cringely named Vendor Bender, and you'll also receive the Nitronic Rush car from the team's earlier beta game, Nitronic Rush, which turned into Distance. To get this is to visit each of the 7 vending machines in Lost to Echoes, one in every map except the first, which again is just a cutscene, and last, Echoes. From there, collect the parts of the car that's in the vending machines, and that's it. These are fairly well hidden, so let me give you a breakdown of where to find the vending machines, as well as the crabs. In the second stage, Forgotten Utopia, you'll just drive a little forward, jump to the left, and then down this secret tunnel. This is where you'll find the first crab location. From there, go back to the track until you come across this building. Jump up to the left and drive down the road to the vending machine. You won't crash into a vending machine, so go ahead and drive it at full speed, if you want. In the third stage, Deeper Void, you'll have to drive until you see these massive turbine things where you'll want to immediately jump to the left and drive up and over some buildings. Your destination is a building that has Barrett written on the side. Simply enter through the main doors to the right, then drive to the back where the crab will be waiting against the back wall. The car part here is on a conveyor belt right next to a blue robot, and not in a vending machine. This is the only part like this. In the fourth stage, I have the Storm. You'll want to drive until you come up to this sign with the Core logo on it. From here, the easiest way to get up to the other road is to jump behind the sign, then get enough height to land on the road. The vending machine is at the end in Placid Park. Once you have that part, head back the way you came until you reach these 4 straight streets. Jump over to the right and make your way over to the building with the lightning bolt sign on the side. From there, make your way up and over, and on the bottommost platform, you'll find the crab. In the 5th stage, Sentinel Still Watches, drive until you reach this open area with these obstacles you'll have to jump over. Jump up onto one of the buildings, then back down onto the road, and from the direction you came from, head right. This will eventually take you to a dead end where you'll see a sign that says Nuke Paste. The vending machine is almost directly below that. Once you have the part collected, head back to the main road. You'll want to keep driving like normal until you come across this massive opening. The game will switch to another timeline and give you a checkpoint. Now, drive to the right and jump towards the buildings in the distance. Your goal is to reach the end of the stage without jumping back to the timeline where you came from. You'll find the crab here just sitting on a box with the word reverting on it. In the 6th stage, Shadow of the Beast, just keep driving until you see the second spiral path. Jump off to the left and go up the wall. Go into the opening with the crab logo on it, and there's the crab just right there. Return to the road and proceed through the level as normal until you come across this massive obelisk. After you return from the alternate timeline, head up to the left side of the obelisk. It's been split by something presumably long ago, so you'll have to make a jump for it to reach the tip. Once you reach the tip, head up to the head where you'll find the indentation. This is where you'll find the vending machine. Apologies. In the 7th stage, Pulse of a Violent Heart, drive normally for about half a minute until you reach an alternate timeline. Once in the alternate timeline, immediately turn around because the hidden vending machine is at the end of the hall, if you can reach it. Once inside, there's a hidden area that you'll be able to get an ability for just this level, Unlimited Cooling. Now, with your car unable to overheat, go back to the main area of the race and head up into this white orb. Once through that, you'll be back in the original timeline and can simply turn around, then boost up to the ceiling to get that crab. It'll be on the furthest point of the ceiling, doing it this way. Otherwise, you can theoretically get the crab first, but it's a lot less forgiving. Besides that, you won't have unlimited cooling. In the 8th stage, it was supposed to be perfect. Keep driving the intended route until you come to this checkpoint. From here, do not drive into the checkpoint, but instead drive off the track onto the ground below. Here you'll find a pad that you'll want to drive on. This pad will unlock a secret path. Force respawn your car, select on controller, then head back to the first turn, then turn to the right and fly through the new path. This will lead you to a hidden moon gravity room that will have the crab on a box in the distance with the word scuttling on it, but with a K. From here, drive and fly back to the intended path and keep driving until you pass these 3 laser pendulums. Drive into the checkpoint, then immediately turn around and find a hidden path that will lead you directly to the vending machine and the final part of the Nitronic Rush car. At this point, if you want to, you can equip the Nitronic Rush car, but as I said in my review of the game, it drives and handles the same as your original car, so it's really just a skin. Also, it doesn't tell you anything about time, overheating, or really anything else that other cars do, so without a HUD, it's much less useful. In the 9th stage, Echoes, drive the intended path until you reach an area that looks suspiciously like the second map, Forgotten Utopia. Here, drive through the first 2 glass panes, then jump off to the right and make your way up to the road up there. At the end of this road, you'll find another crab box with the same misspelling of scuttling from the last map. This is the final crab in the main campaign, and once you find it, you will unlock the final part of this challenge, the Other Side. Before I talk about this other side, a fair final warning. These trials are not to be taken lightly, and while you do have a theoretically infinite number of retries, it is far better for you to practice on some of the arcade maps than to do this as a new player. Trust me on that because I'm talking from personal experience. I did the worthy trials while I still didn't fully understand the mechanics of the game, and it took me an unnecessarily long time. You'll definitely want to learn upside down flying and how to control the car while doing that, and how to properly land and learn how to maneuver the car once you land for optimum proficiency. These skills are critical if you want to beat the other side, especially in under half an hour. The first time I did this, it took me 3 tries, each one lasting over an hour. I'd love to show you the replays, but they don't exist. Campaign modes don't save replay data, and even if they did, I didn't actually finish any of those 3 attempts because it was late, about 1 to 2 a.m., and I just wanted the game to work with me, but that isn't the kind of game this is. Distance doesn't really fight you, but it plays by its own rules. That said, the final map, Other Side, which is the biggest map in the base game, there are 4 challenges that you must face. Within these challenges are optional trials where the 3 elders will find you worthy or not. You may choose to face the first 3 challenges, and therefore trials, in any order you like, but the 4th will always be 4th. You must finish the trials when you face the challenges because you cannot go back to retry them. You'll also need to be one of the best to do even one of these trials. That said, let's do this. The first challenge I faced in this video is the challenge of MOSFI, moon gravity. The trial here is incredibly hard to find if you don't know where to start looking. When you reach the second checkpoint with the large room shaped like a diamond, head over to the left and climb up the diamond wall. This will lead you to a landing where you can get some speed and launch yourself to the barrels in the distance. Head to the barrel furthest to the right and land on it. You'll have to jump to 2 other barrels in the distance, which won't be visible from where you start, to land on a button. This button will open a secret pathway for you later in the map. Once you press the button, self-destruct with select and continue on as normal until you go through a teleporter. From this point, hit the checkpoint just in case you fail and head back to the building that's behind where you teleported to. Here you'll have to launch up to the platform way up. Fortunately, there's a checkpoint here. Make your way through the tunnels and avoid anything red and the big white balls, which either will kill you instantly. At the end of this tunnel segment, drive up to the pedestal and MOSFI will deem you worthy. There will be a teleporter for you to go back to where you diverted from to finish the challenge. From here, play out the challenge as normal. Now, the second one I faced was the challenge of Ooze, the fire challenge. This trial is by far the hardest one to do in the other side because it requires timing and skill, whereas the other 2 require one or the other. To start, you have to hit the first button, which spawns a constantly encroaching wall of fire, which will barrel towards you at a constant speed. On top of that, you have to hit 3 hidden buttons as well as play the challenge as intended. This is where you need to have a real deep understanding of speed and what your car can and cannot do. I start with hitting the first intended green button, then diverting off to the first hidden yellow button, off towards the ceiling to the right. After that, there's barely enough time to hit the next 13 green buttons. Head to the left and try to get a wall ride in on your way. Head up to the second hidden platform and the second yellow button. Then you'll have to jump to the final 3 green buttons, and my advice, take the top one first, then jump. Otherwise, you'll get stuck on the bottom. Reminder, you have to do all of this in one life. You're going to have to get good in order to pass this trial. After hitting all those buttons, green and yellow, head to the final yellow button, which is timed and is located at the far end of the room past the crab statue in the middle, so go under the statue. Hitting the final button will unlock the door at the very end of the room and Ooze will deem you worthy. Head to the teleporter to go back to the statue. Finally, the third challenge is the challenge of Ewar. This is the challenge of air, and you will have to know how to and be confident in your ability to upside down fly. This trial is unforgiving and will make you learn the meaning of speed. Play through the challenge until you reach, counting the one you spawn on, the 4th platform. Here is the puzzle where you have to arrange these floating stones into a familiar shape. This took me over 5 minutes of guessing to try to figure it out until I just looked it up. The shape is that of the crab, and maybe that's obvious to you, but it certainly wasn't obvious to me. Anyway, the easiest way to get this is to get one side, then self-destruct to get the other side. Once you have both, get a good start heading in from the left of the jump pad and reach the platform all the way at the top. This will require using the thrusters as well as all your boost just to barely make it. From here, you have to jump to another platform, then onto the Great Wall. This is where the next checkpoint is, so if you fall off beforehand, you'll have to get all the way up there again. This is the first part of the trial, and the second part is even less forgiving. You must make your way up 4 platforms, which this took me at least 15 minutes to do my first time. You need to know how to fly and how to land for this. Once you reach the next checkpoint, you'll face the final part of this trial. This one sees you carefully, but also hastily, thread the needle numerous times. This final part of the trial is akin to torture if you're not already good at distance. Once you clear that, you'll be rewarded. Ewar will deem you worthy. And finally, do not use this teleporter to get back down because you'll go back to the puzzle. Unless you want that, of course. Instead, self-destruct, which will take you back to the second part of the trial, and just jump towards the crab statue. You'll run out of boost before you get to the statue, but your thrusters will still carry you. Once you land in a general area around the statue, you'll be taken back to the main area, and the 4th challenge will unlock. Now for the 4th trial, if you can even call it that, you must find the hidden button in this great room. Fortunately, it's behind where you start, about maybe 500 feet back and 75 up. Once this door unlocks, head over to it, then head down the hallway. Here, you'll find the treasure room, which contains the spoils of all royalty. More gold than you could ever want, and many, many trinkets besides. Your destination is at the end of the room where the crown is floating. Jump into it to collect it, and you're officially worthy. To finish the final challenge, head back the way you came or self-destruct, whichever, and fly up to the crab statue. From there, you'll be teleported into space and have to fly to your final destination, where the crab will commend you on your valorous driving. Though, as far as he's concerned, you only face the challenges, not the trials. The crown can be equipped from the cheats menu along with this other one, Crab Friend. Even though these are entirely cosmetic, I don't actually know if having them on will nullify a score or time. And considering I already have Diamond on every race in the base game, I'm not in a hurry to find out. Having said all that, if you haven't played Distance at all and think this looks easy, boot it up and give this a try. You can download this arcade sprint map for Other Side by this underage furry Canadian, Pasha Shlyapov, as he currently goes by on Steam. Obviously, this boy didn't actually make the map, but this is the only way to play the Other Side without putting in effort. I don't know if you can get the achievement on this map though. I do not recommend it, but if you do play the sprint version of this Other Side with no training, well, all I can say is good luck. You're going to need it. Don't come crying if you don't have the skill and dedication to become worthy. I would also encourage you to have a look around the Lost to Echoes campaign mode levels. There's a lot more going on with them than you might imagine. For instance, in Sentinel Still Watches, I turned on the Indestructible cheat and got up to one of these airships. I don't know what I was expecting, but these are essentially made from background buildings with vague traversable blocks. Also, in the second level, Forgotten Utopia, you can fly from building to building to get to one of the furthest points on that map, which is the Wayback Machine Gun, which is a speed booster that will send you back to where you came from, by my calculations, over 1,500 miles per hour. For one final one, in the Other Side itself, the center pedestal that holds the 4th challenge is actually about 1 3/4 miles tall, and you can go just about anywhere you can see in the other side if you have the indestructible cheat on. Like I said, as far as file size go, other side is the biggest in the main game. Have fun. Dark Lord Elliot, we're done here, and good luck becoming worthy like I am. Don't most Canadians have American names?